Well, the rain has gone away. We're at AT&T Park on a terrific night to play baseball. Game 2 of this 3-game series, Phillies and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, it's a huge start for Todd Wellemeyer. He's 0-3. And that's right. He'd like to get into the win column. And in order to do that, Mike, this is a tough Phillies lineup. What does he have to do?
Well, he's got to do what he did all spring long. He has to be able to repeat the arm stroke, control his stuff, hit his spots, and don't give into the fastball and fastball counts. He's got 5 things he can do with the ball, and every one of them's good. He's got movement on the fastball. He's got velocity. He's got a great cut fastball. He has all the components. He has to control it. That is the key tonight.
Giants will be going after Jamie Moyer to win Game 2 of this series. When we come back, Mark DeRosa had a huge hit last night. Amy G is going to take a look at that hit right after this.
By AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Toyota. Say yes to amazing deals on your favorite Toyotas. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Yes.
What started out as a wet and chilly day has turned into a clear, breezy evening at the Yard. Welcome back to AT&T Park. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and as we get set to start Game 2 of this Phillies series, it's hard not to talk about Game 1 because the Giants' offense finally came to life, and it was first-year Giant Mark DeRosa who got it going, and he is our forward right choice. DeRosa didn't waste any time sparking the slumping offense, and he did it against one of the best pitchers in the league, Roy Halladay, when he hit a 2-out, 2-run single through the hole between shortstop and third in the first inning. And his teammates followed suit, putting up 5 earned runs against Halladay, who had only given up 3 in his first 4 starts combined. The men in orange and black look to do it again tonight. They'll have to be patient at the plate as they face the Phillies' crafty 46-year-old Jamie Moyer. Game 2 coming up shortly. After these messages, we'll check in with our Sportsnet Central studios.
Phillies dugout as we get ready for game 2 of this 3-game series. Both teams with 11-8 records. Game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 58 degrees here at the Yard. 9 miles per hour. That's the winds. Humidity at 64%. And it is breezy.
Let's take a look at our Toyota keys to the game. And with Jamie Moyer, a 47-year-old left-hander who's probably going to top out the speed gun tonight around 82, you've got to be patient. Do not try and do something that you can't do against him. That is try and pull him. Go with him. Go the opposite way. And Mark DeRosa said that's the key. Think right field if you're a right-handed hitter hitting off of Jamie Moyer. Todd Willemire's got to have command of his stuff. I mean, that's the only thing that's been holding him back is his inability to be able to control both sides of the plate and throw strikes with it. And we'll watch that very carefully tonight, but that certainly is a key. And keep those 2-out knocks coming. You could almost feel like a blanket lifted from this ballpark. Last night, a 3-2 situation. Mark DeRosa with a 2-out knocked in 2 runs. And boy, after that happened, everybody in the Giants dugout relaxed. And they need to keep coming up with those hits to keep giving that team and that bench and that lineup some confidence. And those are our Toyota keys to the game.
Here you see the umpires tonight. It's Doug Eddings behind home plate. Dana DeMuth at first. Kerwin Danley will be at second. And C.B. Buckner, who was behind the dish last night, will be umpiring at third. All right, let's check out the lineup that Charlie Manuel wrote out tonight. And it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Not that much different from last night. Victorino, Polanco, and then Chase Utley. And he's a guy that Wellemeyer has to be aware of, and you know he is. Check out his numbers. Then it's Ryan Howard, followed by Jason Worth. Raul Ibanez in the lineup tonight, not last night. Juan Castro, followed by Carlos Ruiz. And pitching and batting ninth, the ageless wonder, Jamie Moyer.
Defensively, the Giants are going to set it up with DeRosa, Torres, and Shearholtz. That's your outfield. Renteria and Sandoval outside the infield. Urabia getting another day off. He'll be replaced at second base by Matt Downs, joined by Aubrey Huff on the right side. And Benjamin, well, he'll be in the squat, putting down the fingers. The gentleman he'll be catching tonight will be Todd Wellemeyer, the big right-hander, 6'2", 220-pounder, 31 years old, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Making start number 4. And you can see the walk total, 11 walks in 14 and a third, 27 base runners in 14 and a third. And that really is what set him back. Is you can tell he has just not been able to command his stuff. The stuff's there. You can see 11 strikeouts in 14 and a third. That tells you he's got good stuff. And when he is right, I mean, he can come at you with a different number of looks. A 2-4 seam fastball will go 90-93. He'll cut a fastball, which really was a great pitch for him this spring. Hard slider, curveball, and a changeup, a circle change. So the components are there. He just needs to command it.
Giants winning last night behind Jonathan Sanchez, Eli Whiteside. Terrific job by the bullpen. Mark DeRosa had a big hit. They won 5-1. And now it's up to Todd Wellemeyer to try to get things under control.
The Giants' strength this year has been that starting staff. Lincecum, Zito, Sanchez, 9 wins, 1 loss. All ERAs under 2. Just a great whip, which is walks and hits combined per innings pitched. And if you're allowing less than a runner per inning, you are having a great start, great season. Todd Wellemeyer trying to join that group.
Yeah.
Lots of numbers up there. Jamie Moyer just going over some notes and scouting reports, guys' tendencies. It's all written down so they can refer to it there in the dugout. See more and more of that as we see around the league.
First pitch of the ball game is up high. So we get underway at 7:16. Victorino takes a strike. He had a good game last night. 3 for 5. Upped his average to 238. He will set the table for the big boppers. Victorino is 3 for 6 lifetime against Wellemeyer. There are a number of these Phillies hitters, as you would expect, that have really good numbers against this Giants starter. Out off the end of the bat to Nate Scherholtz, and that's how this game gets started, on a fly ball to right field.
Well, that out will do a lot to settle Willemeyer down. And he's a veteran. Willemeyer is in his 7th year at the big league level, and he knows what's at stake tonight. What's at stake is probably his spot in the rotation. He needs to do well. He needs to give his team a chance to win.
Here's Polanco. Polanco 4 for 10 against Willemeyer last night, 1 for 4. And a call strike. We mentioned earlier Doug Eddings calling balls and strikes.
Doug Eddings is a low ball umpire. He likes the knee-high strike, and he will give a little width out of, especially away to a righty, away to a lefty.
Out into right center field, and Scherholtz is going to dive, and he's going to make the catch. And I'm not sure Scherholtz read that exactly right, but he did get there in time. I don't think he thought that ball was cutting back at him as quickly as it was.
A little slice away from Andres Torres in center, working itself back in towards Scherholtz. So if it wasn't going to be Scherholtz, it wasn't going to be anybody.
And here's Utley. Utley has video game numbers against Willemeyer. And he looks at a strike. 7 for 11. A double and 3 home runs.
That's ownage.
Last night for Utley, 0 for 2. And a quick 0-2.
Well, 2 perfect pitches to jump on top. 91-mile-an-hour fastball with sink, moving away from strike 1, and then he wrapped that little backdoor slider in the outside corner to knee, strike 2. You can't execute a better 1-2 punch to jump ahead 0-2.
And it's pretty much straight away defensively. And that one is hard to describe. So we won't try.
Well, just a circle change. It kind of squirted out of his hand. Slow-mo. Gathered on the back leg, weight on the inside part of the foot, on the ball of his foot, hips are cocked. Now watch the front foot plant, and that hand's got to be high.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Nice start.
Good start.
Giants are coming up. Coast Airlines. Andres Torres in the leadoff spot. Second, Renteria. Pablo Sandoval hitting third. Aubrey Huff, the cleanup hitter. And he's got a couple of home runs lifetime against Moyer. Then it's DeRosa, Molina. And the bottom 3 will be Downs, Scherholtz, and Willemeyer.
The Phillies on defense tonight will have Ibanez, Victorino, and Worth. That's your outfield. Castro, Polanco on the left side of the infield. Utley and Howard on the right side. Ruiz will be doing the catching. And on the hill, the ancient one, 47-year-old Jamie Moyer in his 22nd year at the big league level. 260 wins, 196 losses lifetime, making his 4th start of the year. And you're just not going to see a lot of high numbers on the speed gun tonight. 4-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. But he is going to try and paint you.
And right now he's missed twice. It's 2-0. And a strike.
He's got a little slight crossover step as he strides to the plate. You don't see the ball real early on him. He's got a little sling to his delivery, but exceptional control. 10th on the all-time left-hander list with most wins.
Of course, twice now has showed bunt. Could have been just showing and taking all the way. 3 balls and 1 strike. A windy night here at the Yard, but certainly glad you joined us. Probably not windy where you are. 3-2 to Torres, who is taking all the way. On the ground, foul. Tim Flannery, not a problem. Moyer, 4-6 lifetime against the Giants. He's 0-2 in this ballpark. Hit out to right field. Worth will put it away.
That's a good approach. That's exactly the type of swing and approach you want to have against Moyer. It's a nice at bat. Just off the plate about 3 inches, but knee high. And if you try and pull this, you roll over. It's a little weak ground ball. Here he stays locked in. Nice approach to the right center field gap.
Here's Renteria hitting .288. Renteria last night 2 for 4. He scored a run. On the ground into the hole, and it's Castro. And that's 2 outs. You can see the shortstop here shading Renteria to pull, and it's likely they'll do that against all right-handed hitters. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval with a couple of hits last night. He's jacked his average up to .365, which is now 2nd in the National League. Martin Prado is leading the league in hitting. Sandoval has never faced Moyer before. Swinging and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sandoval will step out for a while as you see many of his fans come decked out to this ballpark.
Yeah, we have to get some of those.
And a fastball for a strike. That's at 80.
And believe it or not, you can get jammed with an 80-mile-an-hour cut fastball if it's in the right spot. He's sneaky slow.
Makes perfect sense.
Moyer with nobody on is deliberate. I mean, I would say an average pace, but when men get on base, this game will come to a screeching halt.
It's Polanco, and that ends the inning. Ryan Howard will lead things off, the big slugger, with 3 home runs this year, 16 RBIs. He will lead things off. After 1, it's 0-0. Both teams go 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. Here in the second, it'll be Howard, Worth, and Ibanez facing Todd Wellemeyer. Howard in the game yesterday took an 0 for 3. And a first pitch that's in tight. 1 ball and no strikes. Overshift is on with Downs playing in shallow right field.
Wishbone.
Just missed off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes.
Not missing by much.
Three and 0. Maybe the best 3 guys in baseball in a row. Utley, Howard, and Worth. I'm sure you can get some arguments from other people, but they're pretty good.
Well, Philadelphia can give an argument.
That's a fair ball. Sherholtz gets to it. His throw. And they got him!
Oh, my.
They got him! Do not take that right arm of Nate Sherholtz for granted.
It's quick, it's strong, and it is accurate. And Ryan Howard got caught sleeping in what should have been an easy double had he gone into a slide. He breaks it down late. And we're going to watch what a perfect throw is, and great hustle from a technically perfect throw. One hop right to Renteria, who put the tag on. And second base umpire Kerwin Danley says, "Yo, Ryan, grab some pine meat." And that's our Home Depot doing more on defense. Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Wow. That was awesome.
Yeah, that'll tick you off, won't it? Worth hits it foul down the right field line.
What a perfect throw. Nate Sherholtz has got the reputation, and he got it quickly in this league. And look at Renteria. He totally deked him. He just stood there like nothing was happening. And you talk about the mustard coming out the hot dog. How about that?
Kerwin Danley, I think, kind of liked that. Down the left field line. Well, let's see if DeRosa can throw out Worth. Just kidding.
Well, how big is that play now from Nate Sherholtz? One more time, Ryan Howard. Off the crack of the bat, he's thinking two-bagger, not a problem. And here's where he makes the mistake. And look at Edgar Renteria just sort of standing there, and at the last instant, a perfect throw, catch and tag. See ya.
Kind of want to dig a hole, but when you're that big, it takes too long.
Yeah.
Here's Ibanez. Right now, Wellemeyer has given up 2 line drives. Ibanez 0 for 3 lifetime against Wellemeyer. He did not play last night.
Ibanez is having a hard time trying to find his swing. Last year at this time, he was the hottest guy in baseball. This year, he's been struggling.
Worth goes. No throw. He stole it off of Wellemeyer.
Tell you one thing about Jason Worth we've noticed is he is a good base runner. Look at that jump. And Benji Molina, he knew he had no chance.
He didn't look.
No. So in this inning, a couple guys have fallen asleep. One base running mistake from Howard, and here, Todd Wellemeyer forgot about the runner at second.
Two balls and 1 strike to Ibanez, who had a mighty rip. The Giants will play back on the infield.
Good hard slider.
2-2.
That makes it strikeout situation. Runner at third base. That's what he's pitching for.
Two balls, two strikes. Now the infield comes in. And Ibanez flips it out to left. DeRosa is going to catch. And DeRosa is going to throw. And it's a bit offline. And it's 1-0 Phillies. And that extra 90 feet, the difference.
Big difference.
Here's Juan Castro. Castro hitting .333. It was Valdez in the lineup at short last night. Castro is 13 for 39.
This is a real good look at how you deke somebody as an infielder. Just stand there, stand there, stand there. He's keying on Edgar Renteria, and as he takes his eye off of the shortstop to kind of slow down to get to the bag, he got it.
Andres Torres will drift back, and that'll end the inning. Phillies pick up a run. Aubrey Huff will lead things off. Is Amy G. Amy G's microphone decided not to cooperate. But we can get that fixed.
Yeah, we'll get it fixed.
I was reading lips, and what she had to say is good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff takes one low. It'll be Huff, DeRosa, Molina. 1-0 Phillies here in the second inning. Phillies will put the overshift on Huff. Not going to run. One and two.
How come you never see an overshift with a right-handed hitter?
That's true. Probably the throw by the shortstop. If you're going to put him in the outfield. Huff, high, deep, out of here. Game tied. Third time Aubrey Huff in his career has taken Jamie Moyer deep.
Now we got a chance to see his trot. The first home run he hit was inside the Parker. Couldn't see it. We're going to make that our Dodge Ram drive of the game. He saw one breaking ball. He took it. He didn't take the next one. But he was looking for it. It had the sound. Nice, crisp see ya. Our Dodge Ram drive of the game.
Here's Mark DeRosa. DeRosa looks at a strike. 5 for 16, a double and a home run for DeRosa against Moyer. DeRosa on the ground is short. Juan Castro will throw him out. One out here in the second.
That's exactly the at-bat you want to avoid if you're a right-handed hitter, where he rolls you over. I mean, you go up there thinking opposite gap, opposite gap, opposite gap. Wait, and all of a sudden you roll one over. What are you thinking when you're going down the line?
Well, I'll tell you what I would do. I would move up in the box.
There's the extension. You can see Aubrey Huff teeing into one.
I would just move up in the box to just increase the speed on his fastball. Here's Benji Molina. Molina takes a strike.
Well, the Giants, Molina's had the most lifetime at bats against Jamie Moyer. He's had 48.
Line drive caught by Polanco. 2 outs.
So you hit him kind of like the way you hit Bill Lee?
Hit him like you hit a knuckleball. Move up, try to do something so that you don't get so far out in front. Here's Matt Downs. Downs hitting at 400. Say, well, what does that work out to? How about 2 for 5? No balls and 2 strikes.
Little first pitch changeup, then he kind of brings a nice little slurve, same location. Now he gets you aware of the soft stuff away, and he buzzes you with 80 on the hands inside corner, and it's a rough pitch to try and catch up to. He's so far below the hitting speed that it just messes with your timing.
Downs hits one high. Hits it deep. Out of here.
Well, when Jamie Moyer makes mistakes out over the plate, he is open for mistakes.
Matt Downs with his first home run and RBI. Remember, he hit his first big league home run in Milwaukee. Here's Nate Sherholtz. Sherholtz takes a strike. The pitcher, Todd Wellemeyer, on deck. Phillies on this road trip are 3-4. And one more game left on this trip, and that's tomorrow. But they've lost 3 of their last 4. 3-1. They will go home after the game tomorrow. Schultz goes the other way and hits it well. Back is Ibanez at the wall, off the top of the wall. Schultz will stop at second with a double.
What a great at bat. Now we're going to go back and replay this second home run of the inning. Matt Downs in a 2-strike situation gets a little hanger right out of the plate. He gets backspin on it and rides it right out of here. This ballpark was really live today in batting practice. We saw a lot of balls get flipped out of here. And it was your comment, Kite, that sort of opened up my eyes to it, and it has really played true here tonight. Watch this one go the other way. Great swing, backspin, good strong front shoulder. And Ibanez almost makes a miraculous catch. This thing about 6 inches short of going out.
Here's Wellemeyer. Wellemeyer 0 for 4 on the season. And a quick 0-2. Check out the dog, Mike.
There he is. He's coaching everybody, saying, don't mess with it, don't touch it.
Wellemeyer out swinging to end the inning. Couple of home runs, solo shots here in the second. Aubrey Huff hits his second of the year. Downs hits his first. And when they leave the yard, it's bye-bye, baby. Well, you still have a chance to be a Giants season ticket holder for this year. It's the Brian Wilson closer plan. It starts on May 25th. It's left field lower box seats. And you receive benefits of a full season ticket holder. Plus every closer plan, you'll receive an autographed Brian Wilson bobblehead. Here's the number to call. 415-972-2298.
Well, I was thinking, where was that pitch? You're going to see more knee-high strikes than you will belt-high strikes with Doug Eddings, the plate umpire. He's a low ball umpire.
2 balls and no strikes with Jamie Moyer on deck. I guess more than anything, after you get the lead, you'd like to see a nice, crisp inning out of Todd Wellemeyer.
You bet. Get your offense right back in there. Shut down inning. One thing that Dave Righetti did, though, he moved him over towards the first base side of the rubber.
Pulled foul. Little late jump by our ball dude down the left field line. And that would be Vince Gomez. Vince, longtime member of the Giants Community Fund. And Vince decided that I'll just let that one roll. There's a strike to make it 2-2.
Louis Abadesco is our ball dude on the first baseline tonight. Vince Gomez, a real talented guy. He's a really fantastic musician.
Yeah. Just below the club level, it stays 2-2.
There's Vince Gomez. Loves baseball.
And this guy's name tag on. Just in case he gets lost around the ballpark.
What are you talking about? That's the price tag to the uni.
Just came from the dugout store. 2-2 pitch. He's low. 3-2.
Good teaser, though. That's not really a miss. I mean, he wanted to throw that thing down below. From Carlos Ruiz's perspective, that's a pretty good take right there. Not an easy take to have.
Full foul.
Jim comes back with the slider.
Ron Wotus made the play. Good hands, Wotus. 3-2 to Ruiz. And not close. And here's Moyer. Moyer will be asked to bunt. Sandoval in at third. Huff will charge. And the bunt is a good one. And Wellemeyer doesn't even look to second as he throws to Downs. All right, we've fixed all this up with Amy G's mic, and here she is. Amy?
Thanks, Dwayne. Well, a lot of people may not think that pitchers need speed drills, but the Giants strength and conditioning coach, Ben Potenziano, would convince you otherwise. We're going to show you some video of him working with some of the Giants pitchers on their footwork. He told me that running helps the pitcher with his stamina, but the speed drills help the pitcher with his explosiveness off the mound throughout the game. And he also said it keeps it a little more fun to work out. Guys?
Yeah, fun. Fun and workout doesn't always go together. But Ben Potenziano, very good at keeping you entertained.
Here's Victorino. Look out. Back foot. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Mr. Fun.
He'll tell you you're having fun.
Oh, hey, you guys are going to really like this. I think we've said that to our kids many times. Ruiz, who led the inning off with a walk, is at second. Two balls and no strikes.
Well, it turned out to be a beautiful night. There is rain, a 30% chance of rain between now and tomorrow at 4 in the afternoon. So it's around us, but just a 30% chance.
Comes back in with a strike.
Chase Utley, Charlie Manuel, the skipper.
Popped up, left side, and it's Sandoval in front of Renteria.
Well, Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs. They're also a product for fans. You can improve your fantasy play or track your favorite players and teams. All you have to do is go to BloombergSports.com for deals.
Polanco hit a fly ball out to Nate Scherholtz. Martin Sanchez working on that packet of seeds.
The day after you get a win, that's a great day to go to the yard.
A bit high to Polanco.
Much better groove tonight for Todd Willemeyer. Still not 100% in command of his arm stroke, but much better than what we saw in his last outing.
Polanco looks at a strike.
Another example of the low strikes out of Doug Eddings. Believe me, you'd rather have the low knee-high strike than the belt-high strike. I mean, you want everything you can get. But an umpire that calls them low, more often than not, they're the pitcher's friend.
Here's the 1-1 to Polanco, and he swings and misses 1-2.
Got away with one there. Another slider had some hang time to it. Kind of a cement mixer, a little backup slider. Didn't do a lot, but sometimes a slider that doesn't break can be a very good pitch.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Leadoff walk does not hurt Todd Willemeyer.
A day of fun, cultural celebration in Giants baseball. Your $20 special event ticket includes entrance to the pregame Cinco de Mayo Fiesta. A Giants mascot, Lucio, will demonstrate an authentic luchador wrestling match as he battles mascots from the Bay Area. Ticket proceeds go to benefit local Mexican charities, and all Cinco de Mayo special event ticket holders will receive a limited edition Luchador Lou bobblehead. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Here's Torres. Strike. Torres hit a fly ball to right field. Hit it pretty well. That Worth went back. Hit it out towards Triple's alley. Torres 0 for 1. And he bunts this one foul. It's 0-2.
One thing about Jamie Moyer, I mean, he's pretty square after he gets rid of the ball. He's in good fielding position. And you kind of forget that he's 47 years old watching him move. He feels the bunt very well. He's kept himself in great shape over the years.
And Torres just barely got a piece of that one, and it stays 0-2.
you don't pitch for 22 years in the big leagues if you're not a hard worker. I mean, that alone tells you what type of worker Jamie Moyer is. Eight kids. Jamie Moyer has 8 kids, and I think Ruiz may have got hit in the throat here.
Did that ball come up from the plate?
It did. Watch this thing come up under the chin of Carlos Ruiz. He's got a little protective piece there. Got right underneath it and hit him in the throat.
Never hit the protective part.
Oh, this is scary. That got him flush. You've got a little extension to your chin piece there on your mask, and you really do think you're protected. And I don't care if it was a 72-mile-an-hour breaking ball. It still is extremely painful. Circle changeup.
Stuck.
Wow. Tell you, I don't know how big league catchers do it. They're just different guys. Yeah, nothing but respect for the amount of pain that they take during the course of the season. Amazing athletes.
Torres skies it to left. Drifting back is Ibanez. And Ibanez will make the catch. Got some life out in the left field.
A little bit too much height.
Here's Renteria. Bounced out in the first. Couple of solo home runs for the Giants. They lead 2-1. Huff and Downs. Breaking ball falls in.
That's the pitch. It's so hard to not give up on because it's so wide at the plate and it just keeps frisbeeing back in the strike zone.
Renteria pulls this one, still trying to wait. And now it's 1-2. Renteria gets tired of waiting. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two and two.
I mean, he does that by design. You'll see him wait a long time with nobody on base, but most of the time he does it, it's in a 2-strike count. And then he just flops a little dead bird changeup up there underneath the strike zone to get you antsy and get you to try and swing at his pitch.
Renteria past Howard into right field.
That is exactly the approach you want to have against Jamie Moyer. But a reminder, Giants Baseball is brought to you by AutoTrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace. AutoTrader.com.
Sandoval bounced out to third in the first. Here he bounces one up the middle. Castro with the bare hand flip for one. Throw to first, and they called him out. Really a fantastic play. It may have been a bad call at first, but tip your cap to the Phillies defense. Castro, feeling it. Utley barehanding it. Picked by Howard. Very nicely done. Everybody did their job except David DeMille.
The first base umpire, crew chief, he called Panda out when he was indeed safe. But you talk about a creative turn to the bare hand, and not even a full circle, just an abbreviated arm swing from Chase Utley. I mean, that is a tremendous turn. Look at him. He doesn't even swing his arm up high. Just kind of cocks it very quickly. That's all the time he had to get kind of a half throw off. Wow, that's great athleticism, folks.
Utley takes a strike. He is now at the plate.
Yeah, I love to see plays like that where you know guys don't practice them. This is just an ad lib. Just kind of go with it, see what happens, and then come up with a pair. Just a bit outside. Looks like it's a split finger, a one finger curveball or something funky because he's done it twice. And Benji Molina didn't even get out of the squat. Keep everybody loose. Effective wildness.
Utley lifts it in the seats. Left field line. 2-2.
All right, time now for our trivia question brought to you by AT&T, a better 3G experience. Can you name the only other active pitcher besides Jamie Moore to have more than 200 wins?
Two and two. And a full count. Utley struck out looking in the first inning. And he got him again.
Good hard slider, and I mean perfect location.
Remember, it was Utley who had major ownage on Wallemeyer.
And they set up a way this thing goes across the play, but winds up being a really tight, nice little slider. And when you get this guy to strike out, swing through a slider, you made a good pitch.
Here's Howard. Howard singled in the second. Probably didn't tell the whole story, but he did single. If you just joined us, the lined one down the right field line. Went down into the corner, and Howard kind of jogged into second thinking he had an easy double, and Sherholtz threw him out.
Yeah, that was textbook perfect throw from Nate Sherholtz.
Pulled foul. This was the Howard play. If you haven't seen it, it really is a terrific play.
Now he hits a fastball middle in down the right field line, and he's thinking automatic two-bagger. And Edgar Renteria put a deke on and just sort of stood there, and lo and behold, a perfect thigh-high throw that just went right into the back pocket of Ryan Howard. They put the tag on him, and Kerwin Daly, the second base umpire, rang him up, and that was too good to be true. For Todd Wilmeyer, you're thinking, my luck may have just changed.
Two-two to Howard. 3-2 to Howard.
He almost took his back kneecap off.
Well, this is where Wellemeyer was with Utley. Let's see if he does the same with Howard. Out of play. Throw him a breaking ball.
Well, pitch you call for the slider. Same pitch. I think right now he's got a better feel of that slider, throwing it to a good part of the strike zone than he does the fastball.
Hammered to right. This will be off of the first archway, and see what Howard does here. He just stops.
That's a veteran move right there. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Just a hanger. You throw a pitch up in this neck of the woods to a home run hitter, and if it stays in the yard, you got to be happy. But Ryan Howard, rounding first base, takes a look at Nate Sherholtz and says, "I'm good. I'm good."
Well, Jason Worth doubled in the second. So Wellemeyer now out of the stretch. And a first pitch strike, a fastball, and it's 0-1. A run on 3 hits for the Phillies, 2 runs, 4 hits for the Giants. We're in the 4th inning. On a cool San Francisco night. Day game tomorrow. Last night the Giants had over 30,000. Looks like about the same crowd. 1-1 to Worth. 2-1 to Worth. Mets and Dodgers played a doubleheader today, and the Mets won them both. Three and 1 to Worth.
That fastball still temperamental. It's kind of got a mind of its own. Raul Ibanez chalking up in the on-deck circle. And this all of a sudden becomes a big pitch.
Indeed it does. And a strike, 3-2.
Again, at the time he's had to go to make a pitch, Benji Molina's called that slider, and that was a perfect pitch. I mean, 3-1, knee-high outside corner. Throw it again. And Benji Molina may be thinking the same thing.
See if Howard goes.
It's called a fastball.
Howard does not go, and it's popped out of play. Two-one Giants. We're in the fourth inning. And the walk.
Tune into the Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area tonight at 11. And wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday morning starting at 4:30 a.m.
Ibanez, a sacrifice fly in the second. Out to left again. DeRosa backpedaling. 2 outs. Ibanez first pitch swinging. And here's Juan Castro. Castro hit a fly ball out to center field. Padres beat the Marlins tonight 4-1 in South Florida. That's the next stop for the Giants. Their next road trip. South Florida. Here we come. Castro takes high. Howard at second, Worth at first. 2 outs. Castro chases one up and in, the ball in a strike.
It's just effective wildness right there with the fastball. I mean, in 1-0 count, Molina sets up in the outside corner. See the outside target. This thing goes right across the plate above the hands inside corner. And he gets Castro to chase. I mean, right now, Todd Wellmeyer is not a comfortable at bat.
Yeah, he might do that. He might throw him to the backstop. He might paint you on the outside corner.
Not comfortable. Well, you could definitely be effective with it as long as you can continuously go back to making a pitch like that when you need to do it.
Got him with a high fastball. It remains 2-1 Giants.
And it is Erwin Higueros and Tito 23 Fuentes. That's right. 23 is his middle name. Now, guys, they have expanded their coverage. Last year, they covered 49 games. They're covering 60 this year. And they're on 3 different radio stations: KIQI, KATD, KGST. I asked Erwin, how do you deal with Tito? He speaks so fast. He's so hyper. He said he uses the Super X mode, the slow-mo cam, to watch him. Guys?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Moyer to Huff, and Huff bounces it on one pitch to Ryan Howard, out number 1. We sure do enjoy our Spanish guys. They do a great job.
They are hard workers, and they love coming to the ballpark. It's great watching Tito Fuentes walk into the ballpark because he just lights up like a 250-watt light bulb. And you talk about energy.
Well, I like it best when he starts to combine the English and the Spanish language together.
Yeah.
And when he gets rolling, it's the
Not
best.
even Erwin can't even understand him.
But
we do.
We do, absolutely.
Because he's talking baseball.
DeRosa bounced out to short. 2-1 Giants here in the 4th inning. Off the end of the bat, foul, a ball and a strike.
Erwin Higueros, also a member of the Giants PR department. Glad he's with us.
DeRosa doing everything he can to try to hit the ball the other way. Does, but he hits it foul. One and two. Moyer, 1 strikeout. He struck out Todd Wellemeyer. Almost 2 strikeouts right there. It's 3-2.
That was close. You have to be a very trusting man if you're in the batter's box taking one that close.
Pulled foul.
If you watch Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, when he gives a sign, then he'll start a series of pats. He'll touch his knee, his chest, his knee, chest. But generally, he's given location. It's either the first place he touches his location or the last place he touches.
DeRosa will take the walk.
Moyer a little ticked off. He thought he had him struck out. All right, time now to ask and answer our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. A better 3G experience. The question, can you name the only other active pitcher besides Jamie Moyer to have 200-plus wins? Our survey said, well, Andy Pettit with 232. Active players, Wakefield with 189, Livan Hernandez with 158, having a great start with the Washington Nationals. Levo is.
Here's Benji Molina, who hit a line drive that Polanco backhanded and took a hit away from Molina in the 2nd. It's a hit and run, or no, it's not a hit and run at all, and DeRosa is in a rundown. And DeRosa is going to be tagged out. So somebody didn't see a sign.
But as a runner, you're going to wait and make sure he goes home. So you're not going to get a great jump. But when a sign was missed, DeRosa hung out. You only hope that somebody makes a bad throw or hits you with a throw.
Good one.
1-0 to Molina. Now there are 2 outs.
That's a mistake in a game like this against a team as offensively potent as the Phillies. Can't lose opportunities. Can't run yourself out of opportunities by missing a sign. And we've seen Bruce Bochy, because Benjamin Lena does not have a lot of speed, he will start runners.
And he lines it to left. Matt Downs gave the Giants the lead in the second with a solo home run off of Jamie Moyer.
Just a slider there. He did not get inside. He let that over the plate. And this was in a 2-strike count. First time Matt Downs has ever gotten the batter's box against Jamie Moyer. Jamie Moyer doesn't know anything about him. Let's talk about how unsettling it is for a hitter to face a guy he doesn't know. Well, it's the same thing for a pitcher.
Downs pops it out to right field, and Worth will make the catch. Giants strand one. Will head to the fifth. 1 San Francisco. On Friday, April 23rd, Tim Lincecum and the Giants pitcher struck out 12 batters. This activated the K-Zone offer. A $10 view reserve seat for Tim's next start, which will be tomorrow. So get your $20 view reserve tickets now for just $10. Log on to sfgiants.com. Enter the coupon code GIANTSK. That's the key, Giants K. That's Giants K tomorrow. Here's Carlos Ruiz. Ruiz, Moyer, and Victorino. Fifth inning, 2-1 Giants. And a strike. Wellemeyer has made some pitches when he needed to. He's got 4 strikeouts and a couple of walks. He walked Ruiz to lead off the fifth, or check that, the third. This is back and out of play. It's 1-2. Lincecum tomorrow will face Cole Hamels, a very fine left-hander for these Phillies. And Ruiz just got a piece of it.
I've got a piece of Benji. Really gonna have to walk this one off. I think it got his throwing hand. It's almost like you know you're going to get one ding at least a night. Got him in the inside of the right thigh. the bad part about it is, you don't brace yourself to absorb the hit. You're completely relaxed.
Two and two as that ball got away from Wellemeyer. Hit out to right. Sherholtz on a gallop, and he'll make the running catch. Ruiz cannot believe it.
He just got AT&T'd. This is the only ballpark where that ball gets caught. And the reason for it is the pre-pitch positioning of the right fielder. They really cheat towards the gap. But right here, Sherholtz gives you an idea of his athleticism and a perfect route to the ball. He was straight line. Absolutely straight to the ball, and it had to be perfect. There was no margin for error there. A high backhander, great play.
Here's Moyer. Strike to Moyer.
And you can see the reaction. He's thinking extra bags right out of the box.
Very shallow and left is DeRosa. Out of play, 1 and 2. DeRosa right there. 2 outs. And here's Victorino.
So Lincecum tomorrow. We have a suggestion for you folks coming to the game tomorrow and every other day here at the season. There's a new restaurant you need to try. It's the Public House right out front by the Willie Mays Plaza, all brand new. Public House and Mojitas.
Victorino is flied out and he's popped out. And it's taking all the way, and he takes a strike. So, and you would know that because you've eaten there?
I did.
Okay.
It's like a sports bar, and TVs all over the place. Giants fans packed. It's light fare. It's not really a sit-down type of, formal type dining restaurant like the Acme Chop House was. This is much more casual. Very fun for before, after, or during the ball game.
Probably not open for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Open for lunch. A lot of fun. As is the party pit, although tonight pretty quiet down there on the right field side.
There's a strike, and it's 1 and 2. There's a group that's out in the loft, McCovey Loft, where we will do another game from this year. Victorino out in front, and with that, it's Andres Torres coming in. And Wellemeyer with a nice 1-2-3 inning. Nate Sherholtz puts this drive away off the bat of Ruiz. Giants are coming up. Giants, bottom of the 5th inning. Nate Scherholtz, Todd Wellemeyer, Andres Torres facing Jamie Moyer. Splinters his bat. Scherholtz bounces to Utley.
All right, time now for the Coors Light Freeze Can. If you want some defensive brilliance, we're going to give it for you right here. Juan Castro with a flip to Chase Utley on the bare hand. And folks, indeed, they turn the pair. And that is our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Wellemeyer struck out in the 2nd. I think a perfect example of how umpires get wrapped up in a good play, too.
I can't say as I blame him.
Wellemeyer down the left field line. Is he going to test Ibanez? Wellemeyer's going to put on the brakes. First hit of the year for Todd Wellemeyer.
Good swing of the bat. Just down and in and golfs it down the left field line. Kind of gets it up the bat just a little bit. But, you know, I think for guys like Jamie Moyer, the pitchers that sometimes might be the toughest outs because that's used to the speed that they're hit at during batting practice.
Yeah.
It's what he's throwing up there.
Good call. Torres is flied out twice. And he takes a high strike, and it's 0-1.
Different approach last night, trying to beat Roy Halladay early tonight. Showing patience against Jamie Moyer.
Out of play and a quick 0-2.
Last night, Andres Torres against Doc Halladay. His first 2 at-bats, he saw 2 pitches. In his first 2 at-bats tonight against Jamie Moyer, he's seen 12 pitches. One guy you want to beat early, the other guy you want to be patient with.
A teaser, and it's 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Six hits for the Giants. 3 for the Phillies. Off the end of the bat, foul.
See him do the hand signs. He's given location.
Flipped into right center field. And nobody's going to get there. Wellemeyer gets to run. And we'll see what Flannery does. He's going to put on the brakes. And Torres puts on the brakes as well. I always like to welcome a guest after the Giants put together a couple of nice at-bats, and with us is Will the Clark. Will Thrill. Will the Thrill. He's our man. This is what you call him. Uncle Will is here.
Nooster face.
You guys are the best.
That's pretty sweet at bat right there, though, huh?
That was. He fought off a bunch of tough pitches and flipped it on out there, and too bad he had a pitcher running in front of him.
So what do you tell these young kids who are taking at bats off Jamie Moyer?
Let the ball get to you. Don't go out there and hit it before it even gets to you. Let it get there, because he's throwing slower and slowest.
Here's Renteria. Renteria with a base hit to left. Torres is going to be held at third. Wellemeyer scores as the ball comes through, and it's now 3-1.
You know, I got to tell you something. The Giants were in a big-time funk until yesterday. You showed up with Doc Halladay on the mound. They've got 10 hits off Halladay, 5 runs. What is it about you and lighting up a bench?
You got to love it.
I guess you do.
Come on into town and a little offensive explosion. It's nice. Good to see.
Here's Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval has bounced out twice, once into a double play. And the first pitch is taken down low.
Trying to pound something down around the knees where you can get a ground ball. This is where you really have to be disciplined. Look for a mistake up. You still have to hit to the situation. The situation is a fly ball situation. We're at third, less than 2 outs.
One ball and no strikes. Sandoval attacks that pitch and hits it foul the other way, and it evens the count. Well, with this very potent offense by the Phillies, every chance you got to add on, you got to take advantage of it if you're the Giants. Torres at third, Renteria at first.
So you've had a few at-bats against Jamie Moyer, and there are your numbers, 12 for 45. He's in your book.
Yep.
And that was your approach. Let it get deep?
Let it get deep. Try to go up the middle the other way. And off of a right-hander right here, especially with Pablo, this is going to be a changeup, so you can just let it get there.
On the ground, into the hole, and a base hit.
Atta baby.
And coming in to score is Torres, and it's 4-1.
Yeah, pretty good example of exactly what you're talking about. Just let the ball get to you. He's an amazing low ball hitter. And we see him do this all the time, where he'll hit balls that are 8 to 10 inches off the ground and absolutely drive them pure into the sweet spot of the bat. And you can see how he centered that sweet spot.
That's a good hack right there, Group. Good hack.
You can't defend him one side of the field. I mean, you have to play him straight up. He uses line to line. And I don't care what speed you bring in there, he's on it.
Rich Doobie, the pitching coach, is out. Well, we have this opportunity. One of the reasons we have Will in here, Friday night is Autism Awareness Night. And Will is pretty familiar with autism. You have a very handsome young man at home that
yeah, we have a 14-year-old son, Trey Clark, and he has a little autism. He's doing really good, getting to be a fine young man, and this is the Bay Area chapter of Autism Awareness and Autism Speaks and everything else related to autism. And so, while I'm in town here, we're going to do a little field presentation, and then after the field presentation, I'll be up in a few different suites up here signing autographs for everybody.
Great. Here's Aubrey Huff. And Aubrey Huff did not think that was a strike, and it's 0-1.
Big week in the Clark household. Ella had her first communion.
Yes, sir. My daughter, who's 8 years old, had her first communion, and now we get a chance to do some autism awareness stuff for Trey, and yeah, it's been a big week in the Clark household.
Huff hit a home run in the second. Takes this one wide, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I know you watch a lot of games at home. How often do you sit there watching the game, do you really wish you were still playing?
I tell you what, there's sometimes where you're sitting there and you're guessing along with the pitcher and you're like, I know it's coming. And you're like, how did you not know that was coming? That's when you want to pick up the bat and get back in the batter's box, but you can't do it anymore.
There isn't any doubt that you have to really be careful. When you sit here, it looks easy.
Oh, yeah. That's a great saying some of our teammates put together. I mean, the game gets easier the further you get away from the field.
It's true. Huff bounces it foul.
Yeah, the easier the game gets and the better you get.
Yeah, exactly. You got to remember something, you know. I mean, even though we got a lot of base hits and a few homers and some RBIs, there's a lot of strikeouts and pop-ups and grounders and all that craziness mixed in.
Yeah, that's where they have baseball cards there to remind you, you had 117 losses, Dad.
2-2 to Huff.
I can't deny it.
Huff had a pretty good rip, and he fouls it back.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for. He's looking for a mistake out over the plate that's up.
Kind of has that body language like he'd like to see that one again.
Well, that's pretty much the same pitch you saw back in the second inning when he hit a leadoff home run. We get excited when we see balls go over the fence in right field.
Yeah, that's a fun deal when they clear the fence. As Bruce Bochy said, the manager likes homers.
That's Chad Dermott in the bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Especially 3-run homers.
Yes, indeed. That'd be a great call right now, Kurt.
Line drive right at Castro, and that's a double play to end the inning. Giants score a couple. It's 4-1 San Francisco.
One strike to Will Clark. Fastball, and it's all over. It's all over.
Boy, I remember that like it was yesterday. And it wasn't just yesterday, trust me.
That was old Timber Meads from Houston. That was after Candy Maldonado in the bottom of the 9th had hit a homer to lead off the inning to tie it up, and then I came up there next batter and got a 2-1 fastball and whack.
Here's Polanco. Well, we always talk about the progression of the organization when Al Rosen and Roger Craig came aboard. 86 was an important year, but 87 was huge because that got everybody back on track.
Yeah, that team really brought the Bay Area back into Candlestick.
Out to Andres Torres.
Your partner up here was a huge part of that, too.
Yeah, I was up there just cheerleading like crazy. We got a shot yesterday of Will Clark before the ball game. So, you know, that's what a good coach does. You just stand there and you catch the ball.
Yeah, once a Gold Glover, though, always a Gold Glover.
Yeah.
Old Sweet Hands Clark.
Yep. They had Matt Downs out here working at second base on some of his turns and footwork, getting the second base job down. And Mr. Downs comes out there today and promptly smacks one out of left field for us.
Here's Utley, who struck out twice. They're telling us in the truck that the 3 you missed, they cut out. Utley fouled down the left field line. It's 0-2.
Well, yeah, 87 was a great year, but 86, it all started out in spring training in 86. We had lost 100 games in 85. We had a bunch of rookies in camp, and I didn't know what to expect. So I got there the very first game of spring training. My elbow's a little cranky. Yeah, I haven't got a whole lot going for me. I look around, I don't know half the guys in the team behind me, and there's one new guy at first base.
Utley is going to pop this one up to Renteria. And out number 2.
So first guy up, base hit. Next guy up, walk. Next guy up, base hit. Next guy up, walk. And all of a sudden I hear this, timeout. And here comes this guy who's got a half a year of organized baseball under his belt. Comes walking over the mound and says, hey, if we're going to win this game, y'all going to have to pitch a whole heck of a lot better than that. Who is this guy? It's the Neusler. God bless you, my friend.
I swear to God, I love you to death, but you embellish that story, don't you?
Truer words were never spoken.
He is taking that story and just, it's getting worse.
All right, here's why you play the shift. We'd like to thank the Neusler for stopping by.
You
Thanks,
guys are
Will.
the best.
You're
Thank
awesome.
you.
4-1 Giants.
I miss you, buddy. Love you, man.
Brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find your local Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS today. By your Northern California Honda dealers at shophonda.com. And by Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley.
Back here at the ballpark where the Giants own a 4-1 lead. Moyer facing Mark DeRosa.
I can't stress as to how beautiful the 6th inning was for Todd Wellemeyer. And you're talking about the heart of the beast facing Polanco, Utley, and Howard. And, you know, they're trying to make some things in that scoreboard, being down 3 runs. And he went right through him, a soft 1, 2, 3, and he gets the Giants right back in the dugout. Wellemeyer has turned the corner, folks.
Neusler charm.
Yeah, Kirk Reeder and Will Clark, the 2 guys that bring more luck around them than anybody I've ever met.
Although I don't think the Neusler look had any charm to it at all. You just go with the Uncle Will charm.
Yeah, he may be out of uniform, but he will never be forgotten this time.
And DeRosa knew it. All right, let's take a look at our McDonald's game summary. It's a 4-1 lead for the Giants. The only run came in on a Banya sacrifice fly for the Phillies. Huff and Downs have hit home runs. Wellemeyer is settled in. And right now he's got a 3-run lead, and that's our McDonald's game summary. Here's Benji Molina. Hensley Mullins having a word with Aubrey Huff. Strike to Molina. He's hit the ball hard twice. He's got 1 hit. He's singled to left. Had to backdoor him. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you watch Carlos Ruiz, I mean, he will definitely stretch a target too. I mean, he'll get on that outside corner and then just leak a little bit farther out to try and enhance that outside locator like that. And he'll take a lot of umpire strike zone with him when he does that. We used to watch the Atlanta Braves do it for years and years with their staff, who were so good at hitting targets. A guy like Jamie Moore, you kind of have to.
Molina's got another hit. All right, Amy G's here. Amy?
Well, gentlemen, we've been talking a lot about pitching on this homestand. Let's talk position players, in particular first base. Now, Will Clark is not an option. I'm sorry, but check it out at csnbayarea.com. It is our poll question. Who do you think is the best first baseman in the National League? Let us know, vote, and check out the results on Giants Postgame Live. I'm sorry, guys. Uncle Will's not an option.
All right.
You can write him in.
We're a little bummed. Downs pulls one foul, and Vince did a good job of knocking it down. Easy, Vince. Where's he going?
I think he left his pant leg halfway down the field.
He's starting to lose him right now. Too much pant, not enough leg. No balls and 1 strike. Swinging a foul. It's over to Vince. Yo, umpires are going to make you sit down. Come on. They're all looking at him.
Grab some pine, meat.
The uni's a bad look, Vince. I'm sorry.
That's what happens to you when you sit on that stool for 5 innings.
Hopefully by the time he gets to his stool, that other pant leg will have fallen down.
There it is.
Vince now just getting back.
Stool has never looked so good.
He's wearing Leonard's shoes.
He leaves them there.
Foul again. This one past Nate Sherholtz.
By the way, the double flap helmet on the ball dudes. Let's take a look at Vince's effort. I got it. I got this one. Center cut. Nice pick. He held it long enough.
Just like an old infielder looking at glove. What happened?
Blaming on the double flap helmet.
Look out. Downs aboard the hard way, and here's Sherholtz.
Chad Durbin going to get up again. It's not going to take him very long.
Sherholtz doubled off the wall in the 2nd inning, left field wall, and then broke his bat on a bouncing ball to Utley in the 5th.
Pitch number 93 for Jamie Moore.
Moda getting ready. It's kind of a tough spot for Bruce Bochy. He's got Wellemeyer on deck. If the bases were to become loaded, then I think he'd probably want to see if he could bust this game open. Right at Victorino. And Wellemeyer is going to hit. Wellemeyer took one more look to make sure that he wasn't being called back.
Well, he's earned the right to hit. He's been spectacular tonight. Just 3 hits allowed in 6 innings, and probably his most impressive inning was his last inning, when he went through a really tough part of the Phillies lineup in 1, 2, 3.
Wellemeyer was part of the 2-run 5th inning with a base hit. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Just a little teaser down below the strike zone.
99 pitches for Moyer. Fouled off the end of the bat.
Wellemeyer putting out a pretty good at bat. I mean, he got a base hit his last debut, as you pointed out. 20 pitches so far here in the 6th inning. 100 throws on the night for Jamie Moyer.
Wellemeyer strokes it out to left. Ibanez will backpedal and put it away. Giants leave a pair. 7th inning coming up. 4-1 San Francisco.
'96, Barry Bonds became only the 4th player in Major League history to attain 300 home runs and 300 steals when he slugged his 300th and 301st of his career against the Marlins back in Candlestick. He joined his father, Bobby, his godfather, Willie Mays, and Andre Dawson to be in that select 300-300 group, but he would not stop there. Someday he would be in the 400-400, and he would also be in the 500-500. Visit farmers.com to hear real true stories from Farmers customers and find a Bay Area agent near you. Farmers Insurance, ready feels good.
Here we are, the 7th inning. A 4-1 lead for the Giants. Worth, who's been on base twice. Ibanez, Castro. A double and a walk for Jason Worth. And a pop-up. And a big league pop-up. Downs will catch this eventually when it comes down. 1 out. Time for Subway. Eat fresh. Ask Kruk and Kite. Visit csnbayarea.com. Here's Steven from Selma. How difficult is it for you to keep your composure during the broadcast when the Giants offense wastes great pitching performances? I don't know. I personally do a great job. Seriously, I just take it in stride because I know as a hitter that you can't get a hit every time up. And I just take a deep breath, and I know that I'm going to feel like I'm going to get him next time. So I feel like I do a pretty good job.
Yeah, way to throw me under the bus.
Well, you're a pitcher, for crying out loud. There's Huff.
Well, there are some teeth marks in the desk. Let's put it that way.
Well, I mean, we made a joke. Well, I think we were joking. I'm not sure that final game in San Diego, we changed the Giants motto to Giants baseball torture. And that's what it was. It was torture for fans. It was torture for us. It was torture for everybody in the Giants dugout. But I think we remember that the great thing about baseball is there's going to be a game the next day. Things can change.
And you talked about earlier, it's very easy up here to forget how hard it is on that field.
Willemeyer's got it on one hop, and this will be a quick inning.
11 retired in a row for Todd Willemeyer, folks. He is locked in.
Pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Durbin, kind of a sinker slider guy. You're going to see a lot of ground balls when he comes in. 9 strikeouts, though. It tells you an idea how good his slider is. Most sinker slider guys, they usually go 1-to-1 strikeout walk, but he's 3-to-1. That's good. A strikeout an inning for a slider strikeout guy, a slider sinker guy. That's fantastic.
Torres doubled in the 5th inning. Here he'll lay a bunt down, foul. And it should be mentioned that that's not a bad bunt.
Make it perfect or make it foul. Tell you, how about the job that Todd Willemeyer has done tonight? It's really a great story because first couple starts, he did not fare well, did not have command, a lot of walks. And, if you're an athlete at the big league level, all of a sudden you start reading things in the paper about guys at the minor league level who are doing good. You hear everything. And it starts to, the pressure starts to really mount on you.
Well, the downside to being a starter is you got to wait 4 days.
Yeah,
he's been wearing it.
And tonight, fantastic. 92 pitches through 7, 3 hits allowed, 2 walks, just 1 run against this very, very tough Philadelphia Philly offense. He has been spectacular, and he has retired the last 11 in a row. And I think he's thrown 12 pitches in the last 2 innings combined, making 11 pitches in the last 2 innings. A 6-pitch inning in the 6th, a 5-pitch inning in the 7th. Remarkable pitching from Todd Willemeyer.
Phillies think that Torres is going to go. That is the scary Panda Mat. Although you can have a beverage with that. 1-0. I'm more inclined for the fuzzy ones that sit on top of your head.
Yeah, I like that one. It's good.
I do too. Inside, 2-0 to Edgar Renteria. There's Sandoval. Torres goes. Pitch is low. Ruiz can't get it out of his glove, and it's a steal. First one of the year for Andres Torres.
Just a good hard sinker, just bottoms right out. You can see Ruiz kind of curls his glove around to receive that thing, and he can't make the exchange glove hand to bare hand. I don't think he'd have been able to throw him out anyway. Nice jump from Andres Torres. There you see the hand first slide.
Renteria trying to hit that ball to the right side, fouls it back.
Run, Torres, run. Did you try to pay attention to the signs around the ballpark when you're on the base paths? Like run, smooth, run?
No. Three and 2. I stopped looking at signs when they broke out the Dwayne's Dame sign.
Yeah.
That was it.
I still see those signs.
3 and 2 to Edgar Renteria.
But it's your daughter, Dannon, who makes those signs now.
Out of play. And Renteria will see another pitch. Sandoval to follow. Giants with 10 hits tonight. Three balls and 2 strikes. Renteria with a base hit up the middle. Here comes Torres, and they're going to challenge Victorino. Here's the throw home. Not in time. Renteria to second. Renteria went into that bag a little late.
He may have jammed a knee on there. Nice 2-strike hitting, a little slider. You had to go into the strike zone. What do you do with 2 strikes? You go back up the middle, execute it perfectly. But Tim Flannery taking on one of the really good assist arms in baseball, Shane Victorino. And it's not even close at home. And a heads-up play from Victoria to be able to take second base once he saw the ball go over the cutoff. And that's what we're talking about. Ankle, knee, he really got into that base late.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval digs one out off of Howard. Here comes Renteria. He's going to score, and it's 6-1.
Interesting to see how they rule this. This is a top spin, one up.
It's got to be a hit. I'm writing hit.
Watch the sweet spot to the ball. How many times do you see him square stuff up, and he just is just. And I'm not talking about an inch off the sweet spot. I'm talking right on the quarter-size spot in the sweet spot, and he finds it every night.
Aubrey Huff takes a strike.
Just gathers, plants, and again, one of the better low ball hitters we've ever seen.
A hit and an RBI for Sandoval. As Huff skies one, and he will pull this one foul. Huff hit a home run in the second.
Little break a ball just laid out there middle in. Yeah, you get the home run head rub from the Panda if you go along. Turbo thought he had strike 3 there.
Randy Baez in the bullpen for the Phillies. So far, a 2-run 7th inning. Nice play by Ruiz. 2-2. Todd Wellemeyer. At some point, he might start to enjoy this game.
No, he'll enjoy it when the last out is made. This is a pressure start for him, and he really has performed beautifully.
On the ground, Utley spins around, and he throws it away. You know what happened with Sandoval? I don't know if he clipped himself in the mouth.
I mean, he had made it up into Juan Castro. A rare error. It had nothing to do with Castro. I didn't see anything.
No, the only thing I can think of, Mike, is if he slid, maybe his knee came up and hit him in the nose or the mouth.
Or he could have had a little dirt flap and got him into his contacts. That ball didn't hit it, did it?
Yeah, probably maybe dirt.
Okay, well, he does not get hit. May have been dirt in the eye.
It'll be an error on Utley. DeRosa pops it up. Howard over by the seats.
Well, be a part of the first Giants Tweet Up on Friday, April 30th. The Tweet Up consists of a pregame panel with a representative from Twitter and Giants reliever Jeremy Affeldt, along with Brian Murphy from the KNBR Morning Show. You know the Giants fans who use Twitter or learn what Twitter is all about. Packages start at just $20, which includes ticket to the game, Giants t-shirt, and entry to the pregame mixer inside the new Triples Alley. $2 from every ticket goes to Room to Read. Visit sfgiants.com/tweetup for more info and follow the Giants on Twitter at SF Giants.
Here's Molina, 2 for 3. Sandoval at second, Huff at first.
My granddad is cool, but he's a Phillies fan.
That's not bad.
He's cool.
Yeah. Get you on TV.
He spent some time on it, I'll tell you that much. A lot of Phillies fans here. Their fan base travels well.
High to Molina. 2 balls and 1 strike. Molina pops it up. Maybe more work for Howard. And Howard will not be able to get this one. It's 2-2.
Full moon. Full moons usually mean amazing activity in the bleachers.
Yep.
Especially on a Friday night.
Molina on the ground. Polanco for 1 Utley double play to end the inning. Giants pick up a pair. 6-1 going to the 8th.
On the board, it's safe to say the Giants have snapped that offensive funk, but one fellow that's had a hot bat for several games now, Andres Torres, and I spoke to him about it yesterday. I asked him what adjustments he had made after starting 0 for 10 on the season. Guys, he said that he's been working every single day with Bam Bam, the hitting instructor for the Giants, and Pablo Sandoval. They're doing one-arm swing drill, swinging through with the right arm and then the left arm because he is a switch hitter, making eye contact with that ball and seeing it all the way to his bat. Guys.
All right. Good stuff. Is Wellemeyer to face Carlos Ruiz. And a fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes.
That's what Pete Rose used to do. Pete Rose, a switch hitter. He used to play pepper, one-handed pepper. He'd hit right-handed with his right arm, pepper, and then he'd switch around and do the same thing left-handed with his left arm. And he was fantastic at it.
Worked for him. Here's Runzler in the bullpen. Outside 2-0. Amy G has joined the social media world, and it's a good thing because we don't Twitter. But Amy G does, and you can follow her for all your Giants info. Her handle is at Amy G Giants. At Amy G Giants. 2-1 now to Ruiz. Two.
The high strike.
In tight. Now it's 3-2.
You know, when you go through a slump and got 6+ years in the big leagues like Littlemeyer has. I mean, you have that stubborn belief that you're going to figure it out because you've been through it before. And it helps you when you suppress the anxiety that is behind, a slump. Happens to pitchers, happens to hitters, happens to everybody in this game. This game's all about failure. But when you're going through it, especially when you come to a new team and you want to get off to a good start and you haven't gotten off to a good start, it's tough.
Third walk. This one issued to Carlos Ruiz, and the hitter will be Ross Glode.
But tonight, Todd Willermeyer has really turned his fate around.
And his night is over with Bruce Bochy coming out. And these folks here are going to show Willermeyer some love.
Well, he's earned it. He absolutely has earned it. And he's going to get a real nice pat on the back from his teammates as well when he gets back to the dugout.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Francisco is now at the plate facing Dan Runzler, and Runzler starts him off with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Francisco takes one low. He started last night and went 0 for 4. Travis Ishikawa is now at first base. One ball and one strike. Francisco takes one to the backstop, and down to second goes Ruiz. That's a wild pitch, Mike.
Yes, it is. You will get no arguments. Just kind of uncorks it and just kind of sailed up and away. Your official score, there's no sweat involved in that call.
Bell tie strike, 2-2.
Runzler consistent with good stuff. I mean, he's got a strong fastball. A lot of four-seamers, good hard slider, a circle changeup.
Over Ishikawa down the right field line. It's going to plate Ruiz. And Francisco wisely stops at first. And the Phillies are on the board here in the 8th inning.
Well, you can close the books now on Todd Willermeyer. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks. David Getty's out very quickly. This usually means he sees a mechanical flaw.
Doug Eddings is going to break it up. Here's Victorino. Victorino 0 for 3. This pitch strike.
94, bang, knee-high challenge.
Ishikawa holding tight Francisco. Victorino off the end of the bat. 0-2.
Victorino is one of those guys that always seems to get one of those hits that keeps a rally going. You know, it's a tough out.
Well, right now, all the Phillies want to do is get some base runners because they're getting close to the big fellas. Got him.
Victorino not happy with Doug Eddings. Just knee-high paint inside corner right to the glove, and Benjamin did not have to move his glove, and Doug Eddings says, you know what? Grab some pine, meat.
Here's Polanco. Polanco looks at a strike.
That's amazing. Since Rigetti went out there and made his suggestions, not only has he gained corner command at the knees, but he's picked up an extra couple of feet.
Yeah, I don't think he's thrown a pitch out of the strike zone since. A ball and a strike. Polanco 0 for 3. Wide to Polanco. Affelt and Mota still throwing in the Giants bullpen. We are in the 8th. Bouncing ball to Renteria. Downs got him. Side retired. Nice turn by Matt Downs.
They give you A's-Rays highlights, and they're going to get you all psyched up about round 2 of the San Jose Sharks' quest for the Stanley Cup. You'll see it all right here. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, Sportsnet Central, tonight, 10:30. Check it out.
All right, here's Matt Downs facing J.C. Romero. Downs has had a nice ball game. He homered in the 2nd. Hit by a pitch in the 6th, but he just ended the top of the 8th by turning a very nifty 6-4-3 double play.
J.C. Romero just got activated. He had elbow surgery this offseason. Usually you see him, he's got a pretty live fastball, low 90s. Good hard slider and a changeup. So he's still working the kinks out, getting his year started.
Downs out to center field for Victorino. This is the double play turn.
Well, he hung in there a long time. Francisco really breathing down his neck. And what's the key, Kite? Just have the bag protection?
Yeah, if you got a strong arm, you can use that bag to protect you. Did notice something there, though. You catch that ball in the pocket, you can turn a little quicker. I think Downs caught that ball in the web, and you got to feel for it a little bit. Only time I tried to catch the ball in the web, opening day in Cleveland.
Cold.
20 degrees. Do not want to catch it in the palm. See if he catches this in the web. See it in the web?
Yeah.
Now you got to fish for it a little bit.
So the colder the night,
Ultramo,
the more towards the web you go.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Otherwise you couldn't hit. Your hand would be falling off. 2-1 to Sherholtz.
It was a nice turn, though. That's something that I think Hans Rumsler are starting to really get an idea about. That's pitching for ground balls.
2-2 to Sherholtz.
Giants have one of the best left-handed relievers in the game about having the ability to come in and get a ground ball, and that's Jeremy Affeldt. He led the relievers and induced double plays last year with 18. If you're Dan Rumsler sitting next to Affeldt, you got to ask him how he does it.
Yep. Two balls and 2 strikes. Now full count.
That is not an easy take. Good 2-2 pitch from Romero.
And Sherholtz strikes out. 2 outs here in the 8th. And Juan Uribe is going to hit. Giants are hoping that maybe Uribe can play tomorrow, play in the field. And they probably won't know until tomorrow.
Well, he's had an elbow problem. It hasn't bothered him to hit, but it's bothered him to throw. And maybe going back and forth between second and shortstop, playing both positions, has caused some inflammation and a slight strain. So they let him rest a couple days, play a little catch today, and they're going to hope that he can play tomorrow.
Juan Uribe. And the 2-0 pitch. And he's 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's great listening to Billy Hayes talk about an extra batting practice session that they had the other day when Juan Uribe got in. All of a sudden, it got loud. Line drives all over the place. And Billy Hayes was throwing the BP. He's been locked in with the bat.
2-2.
And you know how most guys get in there, take a couple easy flip swings to the other way? This guy, it's impossible for him to do that. Every swing, he's trying to chop down a redwood.
Look out. He may be the strongest guy on the team. I mean, Sandoval's very strong, but I don't know, pound for pound.
Well, it's consensus across the board. He's the one guy you don't want to fight. So I think they may run hand in hand.
Foul down the left field line. For the Phillies in the ninth inning, it'll be Utley, Howard, and Worth. Skied out behind second base for Juan Castro, and that will end the inning. Here comes the ninth. 6-2 Giants.
Phillies, Giants taking on these Phils. 12:30. Pregame starts at noon. You'll see Cole Hamels taking on Tim Lincecum, and we promise you more great pitching and more great baseball. And you'll see it right here on Comcast Sports, that Bay Area.
All right, we'll be here. We'd certainly love to have you come out to the ballpark tomorrow. If not, check us out. Here's Metters to Utley, and Metters starts him off with a fastball for a strike. 6-2 Giants here in the ninth. Wellemeyer, Runzler, Metters. High with an off-speed pitch to even the count. Metters trying to whittle that ERA. Get it down.
Well, the first thing you have to do is get your mechanics back, and then all of a sudden you can start putting zeros up there that will take your ERA down. That's the problem with being a relief pitcher. You have one bad outing, it takes you a month to carve it down.
And Utley with a very short stroke hits it out to Scherholtz. Scherholtz spins and throws again, and they got him again. Unbelievable.
Have a night with your arm, Mr. Scherholtz. And you have to watch the footwork because he gets to the throwing position so quickly. Barehander, shuffle step, strike. And Edgar Renteria loving the fact and he gets a right fielder that can throw accurately because he'll put the tag on. And an easy call for Kerwin Danley. Wow. That's just great baseball right there.
Here's Howard, who was thrown out in the second inning.
I can't tell you what that does for the guy on the mound. You want to energize a pitcher? Make a play like that.
Swing and a miss by Howard, 0-2. Got him.
Big, slow, rainbow curveball. And the big fella gets frozen. And just can't pull the trigger.
This was Howard in the second. Howard eased up.
Well, I mean, the footwork was great, but what really made the play was the deke that Edgar Renteria put on that slowed Ryan Howard down and convinced him he didn't have to slide.
Here's Worth. Worth doubled in the second, walked in the fourth, popped out in the seventh. Very close. Benji Molina thought it was a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Brandon Metters thought it was a strike.
Two and 2. Most of these fans have stuck around, and those who have are on their feet. See you later. And that's the ball game. Game 2 in the series goes to the Giants. They win it on this Tuesday night by a final of 6-2. Lots of people to talk about, but the one guy we're going to highlight is Todd Wellemeyer. Picks up his first win in a Giants uniform, going 7+ innings. So Wellemeyer now 1-3. Giants on this homestand are now 4-1, and they'll look to Tim Lincecum tomorrow. Join us tomorrow afternoon for the final game of this series with Giants pregame live. That is going to start at noon.